Me acuesto a dormir y siento que alguien me está viendo y me despierto y él está ahí viéndome como bicho raro. Es él, le gusta disfrutar, está uno acá así y él...
Okay, we're digging deep into the archives for this one. I'm sure everyone remembers Mike and Jimena. I mean, how could you forget? Years ago, I made a video on them, but I never did a follow-up. I did make a part 2 on Patreon, but there was so much to talk about here, I felt like I could not resist revisiting this couple. So I decided to re-edit the one on Patreon. So if you've seen that before, this will be different, but still include some of the same parts. So it's essentially just a combination of an older video I have plus a new video I made, and I hope you enjoy it. So there is a lot to cover. Last time we left off, Jimena had revealed to Mike that she had dated a hitman at one point. Despite her sketchy past and the fact that she has accepted thousands of dollars from Mike, the main problem in their relationship seems to be that Jimena thinks he's too gross.
Hola. Hola, Nana, buenos días. ¿Cómo le va? ¿Cómo le está pasando por allá con Mike?
Mike... Super cochino.
It's never a good sign when your fiancé describes you as super gross. Probably one of the last things you want to hear from your significant other. Yes, I do love the guy, but he is disgusting, and I probably wouldn't love him if he didn't pay for all my shit. That's always the foundation for a good relationship.
Se tiró un pedo.
Nice.
Adelante mío. Y eruta ahí como encima de uno. Entonces eso como que, ay, no, ay.
Look, all that stuff is definitely gross, but why don't you just talk to him about it and tell him to knock it off? The thing is, I think she just wants him to continue to pay for her rent and stuff like that, so she's willing to tolerate the grossness to an extent.
Yes.
So he burps, farts, and his underwear smells. Okay, you know, that's all gross, but at least he's not a hitman, or a drug dealer, or a convicted criminal, and the sad thing is, her kids actually really like him. Probably because he burps and farts and acts like a child.
¿Te imaginas llevando unos 3 a 4 años? Ay, Dios mío. Soy la persona más asquienta del mundo. Y da fastidio. Coge y él hace esto frente a mí.
Wait a minute, she's trying to say that she's the most squeamish person in the world? I just don't believe that for a second. Also, I'm relieved this didn't last 3 or 4 years because I remember when this happened, I said if that was the case, I'll get a tattoo of this guy on my forehead.
Yes.
Where the hell is he putting that?
No metas ahí gas. El papel higiénico lleno de mocos no se puede meter ahí porque el carro no es tuyo. Tienes que respetar. ¿Tienes una bolsita que me regales por...
So they're in some random guy's car, probably an Uber driver, and Mike decides to put his snot tissue in the pocket of the guy's seat. I mean, there's no garbage. What is he supposed to do? Hold on to it? No, you jam it somewhere in the guy's car and then give him a 1-star review for not having a garbage for your snot tissues. That's the American way. It's so funny how he makes the point that there's no garbage in the car as if that leaves him no other option. He couldn't just hold on to it until they arrived. He was gonna jam it in the seat pocket and never even tell this guy. That's actually diabolical. This guy could have been cleaning his car one day and then just find Mike's inexplicable snot tissue.
¿Tienes una bolsita que me regales, por favor? Dime, no tú cómo será en tu casa, Dios mío.
I love how he just grabs the bag out of the guy's hand without even saying thank you or apologizing for the fact that he tried to jam a snot tissue in his car. Also, why does he say yes after wiping his nose? Like, oh, that was a good one.
Yes.
He's way too comfortable doing all of this. It was like automatic. Something tells me this isn't the first time he's done it. He's a sneaky little guy. He's like a serial snot sneaker. And now he's about to blame this on his ADHD. I was not really familiar with that aspect of it. You know, like the snot and poop aspect of it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's like a little kid.
Yo creo que, pues, como Mai no ha tenido, pues, tantas parejas y nunca convivió con una mujer. Tal vez él es así cochino porque le faltó una mujer en la casa.
Girlfriend or not, it's pretty common knowledge that you don't do shit like this. Like, I'm not sure in what world this is acceptable. This isn't even about having a girlfriend or not knowing how to act in a relationship. This is just basic respect. You don't put your snot in people's stuff. I don't think most people would do that in their own car, let alone a stranger's.
I wanted to tell you about my medical condition, ADHD, which affects my concentration, makes me distracted.
And it also makes me jam snot tissues into people's car seats. Like, it's not my fault. So next time you see me do something disgusting, just remember that I have ADHD. That's how that works.
It's not that I'm doing it on purpose. It's just that sometimes I forget.
Okay, what does this have to do with being forgetful, though? Because, like, what did you forget that it's weird to put snot in somebody's car? I can understand maybe momentarily forgetting that you're in somebody else's car and just doing something that you would normally do habitually, but that's what he reveals he does. This is the kind of thing he does.
It's almost like a learning disability. It has something to do with the brain.
Around middle school, I was diagnosed with ADHD.
What are we doing here?
I get distracted easily.
Are they really about to segue what just happened into a monologue about Mike's ADHD? Do you know how many people have ADHD that don't do this? There's no correlation at all. Later in this video, he tracks poop into the house. Is that your ADHD too? Oh, sorry, I have ADHD. I stepped in shit on the way over.
A mí es muy importante saber qué tienes tú, saber sobre ti para poderte ayudar, ¿me entiendes? Quiero que desde ahora en adelante no hayan secreto entre nosotros, que seamos honestos.
So Jimena is actually pretty understanding about the whole situation, but it doesn't last very long. Not long after this, she ends up confronting Mike about being a disgusting human being. He obviously doesn't want to lose her, so he tells her that he wants to work on it together, but she's like, you want me to help you not fart as much?
Bien, hay cosas de que, o sea, cuando tú comes y vas a eructar, no tienes que hacerlo delante de mí. También cuando te tiras tus pedos, no lo hagas adelante de mí. Me da asco, eso me desenamora.
I love the look of confusion in his face, like, wait a minute, if I'm ripping farts all day long, she's not gonna want to be around me? I already explained to her that I fart and burp a lot because I have ADHD. What more does she need to know? You know, what they could do is establish a little fart room or a fart closet of some sort for Mike to go to. The problem is containment. You're gonna have to keep that under control, and that's gonna get expensive, and it's probably not even worth it at that point.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm just wondering where is this coming from?
It's coming from your butthole?
I'm not farting in front of Jimena intentionally just to do it. It kind of just was an accident.
How often do you need to be farting in front of her to where it becomes an actual problem in the relationship? Like, I can understand farting on accident in front of her once or twice, but how many times? How many farts, Mike? How many did it take?
Makes me upset that Jimena's like calling me out on these things that I can easily change.
Jeez, he sounds like a fart addict. The first step, Mike, is admitting you have a problem. It's okay. I don't know if you could do this on your own. The thing is, I don't think Jimena has the patience for this, and she already doesn't find him attractive because that's not why they're together, so this is just not good.
It's not as bad as like going to jail or running away from kids or killing people for money.
All those other things, they weren't too much for her, but this guy on top of her farting, that's way too much for her to handle.
El hecho de es que tú ya eres un señor de edad. Tú no eres un niño de 4 o 5 años, ni de 10 años.
Wow, she's really letting him have it. At least, like he said, this is something that he can change about himself, hopefully. Although, I feel like even if he stopped farting and burping, she would still find a way to be grossed out by him. I mean, let's face it, this was gonna fall apart regardless, so his farts and burps might have just saved him some time.
I know I have a lot to work on, but I want to work on those things together.
You want to work on trying not to fart together? That seems like something you'd figure out on your own.
Okay. También te amo mucho, pero tienes que cambiar muchas cosas, porque si no, pues yo no me voy a querer casar contigo, no quiero vivir contigo. De verdad que no.
Geez, imagine having an ultimatum over this, like your entire relationship is on the line because of a sound coming out of your butt. We certainly had never seen anything on the show before like this, and I doubt we'll ever see anything like this again.
No te pones de tu parte a cambiar estas cositas, que esta relación no va para ningún lado.
Okay, I understand. I got it.
Bien.
Maybe you guys could come up with some sort of compromise. How about he gets a certain allotment of farts and burps per week, and he just can't go over that limit? Could make some kind of fart chart or shit sheet.
I didn't think Jimena had so many doubts about our relationship, and it really hurts hearing this. She should accept me for who I am.
Right, but
yeah,
let's do who you
let's
are minus
pretend
the
like you're
horny
not
stings.
who you are and just try to attract a woman.
The foundation of this relationship is that you pay her rent, and you want her to accept and love you for who you are. The only thing she's interested in is what you have to offer. She just tolerates who you are. So because everything is going so wonderfully since Mike has been in Colombia, he decides to propose to Jimena. They all get dressed up nicely and go out to dinner. Jimena's dad puts on his good shirt. They're just having a good time, you know?
So I know when we got back from Salento, you told me I have to change a few things. And
Entonces sé que cuando volvimos de Salento me dijiste que tenía que cambiar algunas cosas.
Alright, I know I said this before, but how the hell are they supposed to have a relationship when they can't even have a conversation with each other? Every time they have to say something to each other, they have to whip out that stupid translator app. Otherwise, they just sit and stare at the wall. But unfortunately for Mike, the issues that he is causing transcend the language barrier. It doesn't really matter what language you speak. If you're farting all the time, it's gross.
Todo lo está haciendo súper bien, pero cuando esté en Estados Unidos puede ir practicando otra vez esas cosas allá. Para cuando vuelvas, ya te lo sepas todito.
What better way to kick off a romantic dinner than to talk about Mike changing his farting habits? She's basically telling him to go home and practice not being disgusting so that it's not as bad when he comes back again. This is beyond embarrassing. I mean, what a conversation to have at the dinner table.
Eres mi otra mitad, tú me completas?
So Mike gives a very nice speech, then he proposes to Jimena, and she says yes, and then they live happily ever after, until he returns back to the US, and she starts ghosting him. Mike decides to fly down to Colombia again just a few months later, because he wants to reconnect with Jimena, and she does not like this at all.
She didn't come to the airport like she did on the first visit, and that kind of made me feel a little like something's wrong.
Yeah, something is wrong. This entire relationship is built around the fact that you pay for everything. If you take that away, what's left behind is quite flimsy. Before I go any further though, it was revealed that Mike actually met Jimena on a camgirl website. Apparently he told her that if she stopped doing that, he would take care of her. This means that in the beginning of the season, he lied about meeting her on a dating app.
Está aquí.
Hola, amor.
Hola.
¿Cómo te fue?
At first, she actually seems kind of happy to see him again, but this changes rather quickly. And once she notices the poop shoe, it's all over. I mean, Mike blew it here. It seems like he kind of had a chance for a split second.
Este viaje es muy diferente al primer viaje porque cuando la primera vez que él vino,
I'm sure.
Pero desde que Mike se fue de Colombia, he pensado mucho de que Mike es una persona muy pegajosa. O sea, me gusta mi espacio.
Yeah, listen, dude, I hate to say it, but this whole marriage thing, this whole living together, tracking poop into the house thing, I don't know if I can do it. I don't really want this anymore. Can you just stay in America and send me money?
Uf, huele como a popó.
Oh, no. Did he shit his... Oh, God, no.
Mira tus zapatos a ver. ¿Sí? Por debajo, sí, huele a popó.
Mira.
Wait a minute, so let me get this straight. She told him to go back to America and work on not being so gross, and his response was to come back to her house and track poop inside? It's a very bold strategy. I'll be honest, I don't think it's gonna pay off.
I'm sorry. I'll make sure to buy you a new rug.
Yeah, by all means, just leave your shit shoes in the house. Just toss them right on the floor. Why doesn't he just put them outside? I know your immediate reaction is to take them off as soon as possible, but maybe carry them outside instead of throwing them around the house.
Jimena's very meticulous about the house. Everything's dusted, cleaned, and I literally just tracked in dog poop on the carpet.
Very classy move, Mike. I just wonder when he stepped on the shit. Like, did he step on the shit before getting into the cab on the way to her house or after? Because he probably tracked it into the cab as well.
Vine para pasar tiempo con Jimena y los niños y para conocer a toda la familia y conocer más a todos.
Pues la familia ya la conoce. Es que él no iba a venir.
He was not going to come.
She basically just admitted that she did not want you here. She's like, you already met the family, dude. Why are you coming back down already? I really don't think this is going to help the fact that she sees him as being very clingy. So the next scene we're going to look at, they go wedding dress shopping, but Jimena says that she's not going to marry him or get a wedding dress until Mike pays for her breast augmentation surgery.
Cuando me puse el vestido de novia, que me lo miré, yo me miré al espejo y digo, wow. Pero algo me impide disfrutarlo tanto como debería. La verdad es que no estoy feliz con Maya ahora mismo.
There's an elephant in the room, Mike, and I'm just gonna get it out there. The boobs. I need to enhance the boobs, otherwise we're not getting married. Mike has gotten to the point where he's willing to do anything to save the relationship, and she knows that he's easy to manipulate. This is probably something that she planned to do to him all along, but waited until the end so that he'd be less likely to say no.
¿Por qué si vas a pagar el vestido para mi operación, tú no me quieres dar el dinero?
This doesn't make sense.
Sí tiene sentido porque si yo me opero, puedo trabajar, puedo ser modelo.
Okay, let's just slow down there a little bit. In any ordinary relationship, I would say that she's awful and being crazy and unfair. But come on, Mike knows what this relationship is based on how it started. You can't start a relationship by asking her to quit her job and saying that you'll take care of her financially and then start to complain when all she cares about is the money that you give her. In the beginning of the season, I didn't know the whole story as to how they met, but now that I do, it makes a lot more sense and a lot less blame goes to Jimena.
But I like them the way they are. You don't need to have the surgery.
Yo no me estoy operando para Maya, yo me estoy operando es para mí. No sé por qué no entiende eso. Primero mi cirugía, después vestido de novia. ¿Está bien?
Every time she says something like this, Mike starts to mope around like, well, why doesn't she care about us or our marriage or the relationship? It's because the foundation of this relationship is money, plain and simple. So why are you surprised when that's what she wants?
Almost giving me like an ultimatum, because if I don't pay for the surgery, there's no wedding dress. with no wedding dress, there's no wedding.
God, why would you even want to marry someone who cares more about that than your relationship? This dude is crazy. And if you think it's been bad so far, you have not seen anything yet. In the next scene, Jimena reveals to Mike how she really feels about him. To say that she is repulsed by him is an understatement. If she had a type, Mike is probably as far in the opposite direction as you can get from that type.
Me gusta de que siempre estén ahí como entran encima mío. Y tampoco me gusta que me estén diciendo te amo cada ratico y que estén ahí como chochándolo a uno. O sea, eso es estresante, la verdad, que cansa.
All of this stuff was already a problem for Jimena, but I really think it got to be too much when Mike said that he wouldn't pay for her surgery. It's always great when the amount of love in a relationship depends on how much money you're willing to shell out for breast augmentation. I understand that being clingy and showing constant affection can be exhausting, even in a relationship where two people love each other, but I think it's mostly because she just doesn't find him attractive and she's not into him. Therefore, why would she even want him to show her affection? So it just annoys her every single time it happens. Most couples will go through that honeymoon period where they're just very affectionate, and of course Jimena never even wanted to have that with Mike.
Antier creo que fue, o sea, yo me levanté y tú viéndome como cosas raras, o sea, tú no duermes por estarme espiando, por estarme viendo, o sea, ¿qué es eso? O sea, no me gusta que me estén mirando, por eso quiero que duermas aparte.
Oh man, this is brutal. So she's saying that he stays up all night spying on her, so when she wakes up, she looks over and he's just staring at her. Honestly, I don't think this guy's deliberately trying to do anything weird. It's just the fact that the relationship is so one-sided that it makes everything completely awkward. Even if he does something that a normal boyfriend would do to show her affection, she's just gonna be creeped out by it. She's not gonna find it endearing because she doesn't like him. I highly doubt he's up all night spying on her, but if you're sharing a bed with somebody that you don't find attractive and you don't want to be there, of course you're gonna start to think things like that because you don't like them.
No, I'm not spying on you. I just like to look at you because you're beautiful. When you sleep, when you're up, you're beautiful all the time.
Pues de esa manera me estás perdiendo, la verdad que sí.
I don't think there's anything wrong with what Mike said, but obviously if she already finds him clingy, that's one of the worst responses you can give. She's gonna push you even further away. And I don't know how often he's talking about, but at a certain point it is kind of weird to just sit and stare at somebody while they're sleeping. I mean, it's one thing to just admire the person you love for a couple seconds, but if he's literally sitting there just looking at her for extended periods of time, like some paranormal activity shit, then yeah, that's weird.
Kind of makes me feel like she's really just not into this relationship anymore.
Oh wow, would you look at that? As soon as you won't pay for her breast augmentation, suddenly she's out of love and the relationship isn't working anymore. What does that tell you, Mike?
But I really just need to know, do you love me?
No, no te amo.
So if you think that was bad, it actually gets worse. This last scene we're going to look at is horrendous. Mike convinces Jimena to FaceTime with his friend who speaks fluent Spanish so that they can have a translator to make their conversation easier. And this is one of the most embarrassing things I have seen on this show.
Hey, Nelsie.
Hi, Mikey.
Jimena's right across the table from me. She's kind of doesn't want to talk.
Why she doesn't want to say hi now?
I don't know. But,
Well, we are off to a terrific start. It is so obvious that she has completely checked out, but Mike is desperately clinging on for dear life.
Es como lo que él actúa, como él es. Me acuesto a dormir y siento que alguien me está viendo y me despierto y él está ahí viéndome como bicho raro.
So she describes him as some kind of weird bug who stares at her when she wakes up in the morning. Once a woman calls you a weird bug, there is no going back. There's no changing her mind. Like it's over. Right away, Mike's friend starts laughing because she's like, what am I even doing? What's the point of this? This is never gonna work out. This isn't something that has potential. You just called him a bug.
Bug!
Nelsie, what was exactly she was saying?
She wakes up and she feels like somebody's staring at her. She wakes up and it's you staring at her. She doesn't like that.
Like how they have to talk to his friend just for Mike to find out the same shit that he already knew. And of course he's going to explain that, oh, I only do that because you're beautiful and I like to stare at you. But it's like, dude, I don't think that's going to help your case at this point.
Entonces, ¿qué a ti te gusta de él?
Yo lo quiero, o sea, el tiempo que llevamos, pues ahora todo cambia por lo que, o sea, ya sé cómo es él. Le gusta disfrutar, está uno acá así y él...
I wonder if she's gonna bring up the shit shoe.
Tiene miles de cosas degeneradas, cochinas, puercas.
So yeah, I don't know how Mike was expecting this woman to help at all. All that's happening is she's telling him in more clear English how much she's disgusted by him. And Jimena is complaining that he refuses to change, but we haven't even gotten to the whole boob part yet. I mean, that's a whole thing in and of itself. I mean, if he paid for the procedure, stopped being clingy, and stopped doing everything that she finds disgusting, do you think it would work? Absolutely not. That doesn't even matter.
I asked her what she likes about you, and instead of her saying something that she likes about you, she went with something that
naming the things that she doesn't like.
So, what do you like about Mike? Well, I don't like that he burps and farts all the time, and he's slobbish and piggish and a degenerate, and he tracked dog shit into the house. But other than that, I think we have a fairly strong relationship.
Look, she's not even like, just happy to be near you, I don't think. I personally wouldn't want to be with somebody like that.
So there you have it. That's the Mike and Jimena story. I know this is years old, but I hope everyone enjoyed this throwback episode. I'm sorry to everyone who watched this channel to get updates on newer episodes because I know it's been a while since I've done that, but I promise I will get back to it at some point. It's just been really nice talking about some of the older ones. Anyway, thank you so much everyone for stopping by. Don't forget, if you're a member on Patreon, there's going to be a new Jersey Shore episode coming very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one.
No, I'm not spying on you. I just like to farting in front of Jimena intentionally just to do it. I kind of just, Jimena's like calling me out on these things that I can easily change.